Hey, how are you doing today? My name is Eva Bean, and today I'll be discussing with you about why marijuana should be legalized in the United States. The legalization of marijuana has been a major debate topic in the United States in recent years. States such as Illinois, Colorado, California, Michigan, Alaska, etc. have already fully legalized marijuana for both recreational and medicinal purposes. States such as Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, and others have only legalized marijuana to be used for medicinal purposes. These medicinal purposes are the very reason why marijuana should be legalized. Medicinal purpose for medicinal marijuana include reducing anxiety, reducing inflammation, relieving pain, controlling nausea, vomiting caused by cancer chemotherapy, killing cancer cells, slowing down tumor growth, relaxing tight muscles in people with multiple sclerosis, and even stimulating the appetite for people with AIDS and cancer, while also helping them to gain weight as well. As citizens, marijuana users or not, we should seek to help reform marijuana laws so people with these diseases and conditions can have more options when it comes to treatment and recovery. Marijuana should also be legalized so inmates with marijuana charges can either be free or have their sentences reduced. In the United States, even though there are states that have already legalized marijuana, there are prisoners who are wrongfully behind bars for the exact thing that marijuana dispensaries are making money off of. For instance, in the midst of the first 12 days of marijuana being legalized in the state of Illinois, the marijuana shop sold more than $19.7 million in recreational marijuana sales. Shortly afterwards, the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pfizer, granted more than 11,000 pardons for the low-level marijuana conviction in an effort to combat the unjust prosecution of citizens by law enforcement, particularly in minority communities. This equity can then be used to create economic benefits for both federal and state governments. Fully legalizing marijuana in all 50 states would be a way to help treat patients in need of care and pain reduction. There are millions of people in the United States that are suffering from conditions that can be unbearable to live with even while they are being treated for it. Medical marijuana can be used to help treat patients with existing conditions such as glaucoma, epilepsy, cancer, muscle spasms, Crohn's disease, rheumatoid lateral sclerosis, Alzheimer's, and even arthritis. Most times, it is not only the conditions themselves that cause the patient discomfort and pain, but also the symptoms and side effects of the medical treatment that comes with them. For instance, chemotherapy patients experience nausea and persistent vomiting. With the help of medicinal marijuana, the chance of this happening can be reduced. The legalization of marijuana could also help free individuals that did not deserve the sentence they received for the amount of marijuana in their possession. During the 50-year war with legalizing marijuana, there have been so many people that have been wrongfully convicted by oppressive law enforcement, mostly in communities with African Americans and Hispanics. When marijuana had become legal in some states, there were still individuals that were incarcerated for the very same thing marijuana businesses are not thriving off of. It is not constitutional to leave them incarcerated for marijuana laws that are no longer in effect. If marijuana becomes fully legalized, those locked up could have the chances expunged from their records so they can continue to live their lives as adequate citizens of society. For instance, Michael Thompson, a formerly convicted individual, was released from Charles Edgar Reception and Guidance Center after serving 20 years for selling 3 pounds of marijuana to an undercover informant in December 1994. Because of this, Michigan attorneys began how to recognize how crucial it is to develop a more fair and suitable judicial system. Thank you. This has been my presentation.